Here we go. Okay, hello, everybody. Welcome to tonight's Power of Peptides call. I'm Talia Bateman, and I'm so excited to be hosting this call for all of us tonight. We have two very special guests that I cannot wait to introduce you to. And tonight we're going to talk about our experiences with peptides. Peptides are all the rage right now. People are exploring them, they're curious about them, and they are truly life-changing. And so I'll just jump in and go ahead and share a little bit about my peptide journey, and then I'll pass it to Allison. So, let's see. So I never know where to start, right? I am 45 years old, and I think that, and I actually have been using peptides just for 4 months since June of 2025. So I'm relatively new to the peptide um, community, if you will. I am a health coach and a business coach, and so I have been in the health and wellness space for over a decade, but mostly with supplements. I'm a big believer in preventative health care and the pillars of health and wellness, which are, our nutrition, our movement, and our rest. Those things are never going to change, right? And taking care of our body, I think, is medicine. It's the best form of preventative health care out there. So I've always been a really big believer in investing in yourself, right? Because when you feel good, everything else just is better. And I think things kind of started changing for me. I felt like I had a really good grasp on my health and wellness, but this year I turned 45, and all of the things that I was doing that I used to do for my healthcare routine, I don't know, my body just wasn't really responding to my workouts anymore. My digestion was really off. I actually have been exploring different elimination diets because I thought that I had a gluten intolerance, and I thought that I was perhaps intolerant to dairy. And I thought, I started to gain some weight and just felt overall just really puffy, fatigued, and just run down, and I thought, well, okay, I mean, I'm in my mid 40s. People always tell me like after 40 it's just downhill from there, and I just didn't want to believe that to be true. I thought, no way. Like, I've got this dialed in. I know what I'm doing. And I can control it. I can control it, right? And no matter what I did, my body was just like, nope. So I did what any one of us would do, right? Scheduled a visit to my doctor, and he was like, "Yep, I mean, your labs look good. You're fine. You're in your mid 40s, Talia." And this is what he said. He said, um, "You'll be fine. My wife was fine, so you'll be fine too. And if you're not, we'll just put you on like an antidepressant." And oh, there she is. Okay, Cindy. So anyway, I walked away from that conversation feeling like really confused and kind of pissed off. And I don't know if I can say that on here, but I was like, that is not the answer that I was looking for, and that's not the answer that I was going to accept. Something is not adding up here. So I started to get kind of curious about other things. And, at first I didn't really jump on the peptide train. I had some friends that were trying peptides. The only peptide that I really was familiar with a little bit was the GLP-1. And I thought, well, that's not for me. Like, I don't know much about it. What I did hear on the internet was like scary, and I just like really didn't understand. I didn't know what I didn't know. But I couldn't shake the feeling that I was missing something. So it wasn't until several months later when I had a conversation with a good friend of mine and a close family member who they were using peptides. And I could not only tell in their physical appearance, but it was more than that. It was specifically in the way that they were happier. Like, this family member came for an in-person visit in May, and I thought, holy cow, she is way happy, really engaged with what we're doing here and her kids, and she's super energetic, and something has truly changed. And so that kind of was a little alarm bell in my head. And I thought, Talia, you know what? Maybe you should be more open-minded to what these peptides are all about. And that's all it took. I had a friend that introduced me to LEMD, and this is a very trusted friend that I've known for a long, long time. And so I decided to take the plunge, and I decided to start with a GLP-1 microdose. And I am so glad I did. I cannot tell you, I waited so long to try this, and the only regret I have is not trying it sooner because it did everything for my body that I wanted it to do. Um, Even more. So the surprising things for me was once I started microdosing, which if you don't know what a microdose is, it's just a very small therapeutic dose of a GLP-1 peptide, which is a peptide that helps um, your brain signal to uh, it just improves your brain signaling, right? So your body can work the way it's supposed to. So the way I compare it, the easy way to say it is like at 45, my operating system was running like AOL dial-up. And I just needed a reset. I needed a reboot. I needed a fresh operating system. And that's exactly what the GLP-1 microdose did for me. So, um, I lost 7 pounds of inflammation like very quickly within the first week, which sounds crazy. It's not real weight. So I don't ever want you to think, I don't want anyone out there to think that it's just an easy button for weight loss because that was not real weight coming off of my body. It was inflammation that had insidiously built up over time, probably since I turned about 40. And so that was my body saying, whew, okay, like a kind of resetting. And after that, the next thing I noticed was my gut health improved drastically, which I didn't expect. I was actually really scared about what it was going to do to my digestive system. Only good things. I thought I had all these food intolerances, and it turned out that was just the inflammation in my body that was making it so that every time I ate, I had all this bloating and puffiness. When I started the GLP-1, no bloating. And my food intolerances have all but gone away. I still don't eat gluten, and I have very limited dairy, but I ate a Jimmy John's sub last weekend with my husband, and I didn't feel like I was going to double over in pain, which is crazy. Like I didn't feel any discomfort at all from that. So I felt like I got a huge part of my life back. My joints feel better, and I could go on and on, but I won't because I want to turn it over to our guests. I do want to say though that I have included NAD and glutathione into my stack, which have also been really amazing. NAD has helped with my energy levels. Glutathione is a master antioxidant. It totally helped me detox my body, open up my detox pathways. And I just actually started Sermorelin last week, which helps your body create its own natural growth hormone, which kind of helps with muscle growth and just getting stronger. I think stronger is the goal, longevity is the goal, muscle is longevity. So that's kind of where I'm at with my peptide journey, and I cannot wait to continue to share because I do believe peptides are really misunderstood right now and they're underutilized because of it. And if I can feel better in midlife, um, I won't stop talking about it because I know it can help so many other people too. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it actually over to Allison. Allison Morrow, better known as Divine Sunshine, has been a light to others her whole life. And she's been officially running her business for the past 7 years. This is so cool. Allison is a psychic, a medium, a spiritual channeler, and an intuitive life and success coach who helps people master their emotions, trust their intuition, and align with divine timing so they can live with purpose, confidence, and freedom. What makes Allison unique is her ability to see and know things beyond the human eye. Outside of her work, Allison's greatest joy is her family. She and her husband Eric have been married for nearly 20 years and raised three children, often found outdoors, chasing health, happiness, and the ocean. I love that. How did I do, Allison? Did I...
Fantastic. Fantastic. Thank you.
Okay, awesome. Well, so excited to have you. Take it away.
Thank you. Yeah. So I am, I'm 41 years old. Prior to NAD plus, I felt like I was probably in my 50s, 60s because I had so much inflammation and pain in my body. And I actually am newer to this. I've only been on NAD plus for 2 months now about. So it's been really amazing. I'm also one of those people that was a little skeptical. I have been on my health journey and really believe doing as much possible what we put in our bodies, eat, drink, breathe, all those things. I detox on a regular basis, probably for the last 15, 16 years. So I am also one of those people that just absolutely love focusing on how can I be better in my life and my body. The reason why I started that journey, though, is I was diagnosed with multiple autoimmune systems, chronic pain, like fibromyalgia, pelvic floor dysfunction, levator anesthesia, like just numerous things. And I've had numerous surgeries. I've actually been to the point because I was in so much pain, chronic pain, that they were doing like injections in my spine and doing so many different things just to try and help me to relieve the pain. And nothing was working. Now, I believe, there's a place for Western medicine, Eastern medicine, it all belongs, but, just trying to find, the balance. But I too went to the doctors over and over again and got the answers like there's nothing we can do, you're fine, your labs look okay, but no clarity for many years. And so I really believe that the natural path has really helped me a lot, but it wasn't everything. In all of that, I still always had some inflammation that I was always struggling with. Um, I was vegan for 7 years. I was carnivore for a couple years. I went one extreme to the other. I don't eat a lot of dairy, egg, gluten, none of that stuff too, right? So I don't have sugar. I don't do all those things. But I could not lose weight. Like I really just could not. And it wasn't even about the weight so much. I just felt old in my body. I have three amazing teenagers who are very active, and they've watched me, unfortunately, kind of suffer with some things, not being able to physically get up and everything. And within the last 2 months, I have noticed such a huge shift in my body just by taking this one peptide, and that's it. Um, and it's literally made me feel younger in my body. People are telling me, like, wow, you're glowing. Like, they're like, you didn't really need to lose weight, but you can tell you've lost some inflammation. What are you doing? And that's it. That's all I'm doing. I'm still going for my walks. I'm still eating the normal healthy way. The one nice thing what I love about with this NAD is that I too got to have a bite of had some sub sandwich or something like that too. I didn't have any bloating. I didn't have any problems with my stomach. I didn't have, and I've suffered with that for, like I said, well over a decade of that. I thought again too, menopause, all these things, and getting no clarity from anyone has been really a big struggle. I was a little skeptical at first. One, it's always a little nerve-wracking when you think, oh, I got to give myself a shot, or those kind of things. It's all a mental thing though, right? We've been programmed, honestly, by the some of the Western medicine that it's not good for us to do things that are best for us, take our health back into our own matters in our own hands. And I actually even talked to my doctor and told her that I'm taking this, and she says, keep going because it's working.
Mhm.
So I'm even getting support on that end too. And that's what I really love about it too, is that and she's inspired to also start doing that. And so it's been really great. I not only like I sleep better, my physical body doesn't hurt like how it used to. I'm exercising more. So, and this has only been 2 months, so I can't imagine what it's going to be like a couple more months from now. And it's been 8 pounds that I've lost.
Oh my goodness, that's amazing.
Yeah. And I haven't been able to lose that for over 10 years. I've been hanging on to that for like 10 years. In 2 months, I lost this.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's so exciting. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. And we'd love to have you come on in another month or two and share where you're at because that's the beautiful thing about peptides, you guys, is like that this is a journey.
Yeah.
And, you know, And the better we feel, the better and better our bodies are going to start functioning. And that is like just proven through the weight loss and the things that, we haven't, it sounds like you're like me, Allison, like we haven't really changed anything except adding the peptide.
Right.
So because we're making the healthy choices already, our bodies are going to optimize that. So if you're someone who's already in the health and wellness space, know that like peptides are for everyone, right? The healthier you are, the more your body's going to be able to optimize it, and the quicker you'll see those changes start to happen.
Yes, I love it. One thing that's so unique with me, right? Like how I said, I channel, right? And it was a very, very clear message. I woke up in the middle of the night and I saw NAD. I had no clue what this was. It was
Wow.
literally like NAD. So I started Googling. I'm like, what is NAD? So it was like very clear message. Like this was definitely what I needed to take. Because I kept asking like, what do I need for protection? What do I need for healing? I kept asking for clarity, and that's what they said. I've also watched my husband. He started taking the GLP-1 too, and just watching the pain disappear from. He needs to probably have a knee surgery, but he is like walking more. He's losing weight. He just feels happier in his body. I mean, it's been incredible watching both of us on our own journey, different things, and we're just loving it.
Oh my gosh. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And one thing too with the GLP-1 is the food noise. Like talk about being intuitive. I just sent my friend another message the other day. I'm not anything close to what you are, but like it's really interesting what happens to your brain when, for me anyway, when I didn't have food noise anymore. I didn't think I had food noise, but when that goes away with the GLP-1, it's like, oh my gosh, like I have so much more. I'm able
Clarity.
to focus, yeah, clarity, and I can focus on so many other things. It's like actually amazing. Like I
Yeah.
never want to go back.
Yeah, absolutely. That's definitely what it did for me, even too. Even the messages were getting more clearer, and it's just been so much more awakening in my body, in my brain, and like to be able to remember things more. And yeah, it's just been there's been so many things that I just love it. It's just benefiting in all areas.
That's awesome. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Well, thank you so much for sharing. We're going to shift over to our next guest, Miss Cindy Bell. Cindy, so glad you were able to make it on the Zoom. um, Cindy Bell is just a Boston girl living in Houston, Texas. She spent some time in the catering business before getting transferred due to her husband's job. So after a diagnosis of RA about 8 years ago, she became passionate about natural health solutions and realized that she loves finding ways to support her body, mind, and spirit. She's a wife of 43 years, a mom of two adults, and a Mimi to two amazing grandchildren. Her time is mostly spent taking classes that help her body with recovery and supporting her grandkids while with marching band and baseball. That sounds like a full life. So, Cindy, we'd love for you to share a little bit of your peptide story with us tonight. Go ahead and take it away.
Yes, well, thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for
And
you.
I, listening to both your story and Allison's story, can relate to so many of the same things. Really cool thing about peptides. And as you stated, my journey started about 8 years ago when I was diagnosed. And excuse me, by the time I left the rheumatologist office and got in the car, I got a call from the pharmacy stating that I had 4 medications ready for me. And that was not going to work. That was not going to work for me. I had a little meltdown in the car, pulled myself together, and was like, okay, let's get on a different path. So, through a friend, I was introduced to a naturopathic doctor, Dr. Tanda Cook. Some of you may know her. And I've been working with her for the last 8 years. So, tried everything you can think of, all the supportive things that most people would do on this journey, the health journey, with the supplements and infrared saunas and hydrotherapy and lymphatic drainage, doing all the things, and obviously an anti-inflammatory diet, and was still kind of playing around with some pain that just would not go away. Hands and feet were by far the worst. Talking with Tanda, she actually put me in touch with Stephanie. Stephanie Flynn. And that is how I started to learn about peptides and LEMD, which is amazing, by the way. I did do my first round of peptides, and I started off with the BPC 157 and the TB 500 blend, and got through about a week and a half, which was about 5 or 6 injections. And I left a yoga class, and actually it was a 2 hour back to back different types of yoga. And I literally walked out and thought, I don't have any pain. I don't have any pains in my hands and my feet. And then I started to notice my digestion getting much better. My sleep was better. It was just, I was sold. Could not say enough about it. Was ranting about it to all of my friends. So with all that said, so grateful that I started the journey and very excited about learning more about different types of peptides and where I should be headed. And I will add that I have a mom with dementia and kind of started to notice some symptoms of my own. So I just started playing around with the synapsin nasal spray and kind of gave my husband a little like, hey, I'm trying something new and just kind of see if you notice anything. And he literally came to me about 2 weeks in and noticed that my recall was much quicker, my language was getting better, my sentences, I wasn't struggling to figure out, what I was trying to say. So I'm pretty hooked, and I think they're fabulous. I'm so glad I'm part of the peptide world. So thank you all for spreading this information.
That's amazing.
Mm.
That's amazing. In just such a short amount of time, the
I think
changes.
Yeah, and I think having the background of already being on that path of health and doing everything that I could think of, sometimes overdoing because
Mm,
I like to go down that rabbit hole too much sometimes. But I
mhm,
think having that lead up to starting the peptides is what made the biggest difference. So
mm,
I am ready to move on.
mm-hmm. Well, and it's only going to get better and better from here.
That's what
Hmm.
I hear.
Yes.
That's
So,
exciting.
yes. So the BPC is body protective compound, and
Mhm.
this is many people's champion peptide because it helps with your body's natural recovery process. So like for people who have, I know a lot of women have like frozen shoulder in
Mm.
the perimenopause, menopause. My husband had runner's knee for a year and a half and had to wear a knee brace almost 24/7, and BPC helped seriously, completely, uh, I don't know, repair, but it feels better, and he doesn't need surgery anymore. So like that is such an amazing peptide, and it also helps with repairing the gut lining. So people
Mhm.
have gut issues, leaky gut. I'm hearing from a lot of people that they're noticing a big change in their mood as well because our gut is our second brain. So BPC 157, TB 500 is such an amazing peptide. There's a peptide for everything. And I'm so excited, Cindy, that you talked about synapsin tonight too, because that one helps with cognition and
Yeah.
like you said, I can't remember how you said it, but being able to, how did you say that?
Well, recall as
Recall.
in, say I went to the pantry and I'm standing there thinking, what am I looking for? And then it would,
Hmm.
now I can walk in and go, oh, that's where I came. And I felt for a while that in trying to talk and have conversations that I was struggling with a word sometimes. I'd be halfway through a sentence and I'm struggling. So I felt like I kind of, for lack of a better way to say this, I kind of dumbed down my language a little bit because felt like I was struggling, and I thought, okay, let's just get through the sentence and move on.
Hmm.
And I've noticed that I've been able to recall with that as well. Like I've come out with some names from the past, and my sentences were flowing much better. So it's really cool, really really cool.
That's amazing. Yes.
Mhm.
And synapsin comes in a nasal spray.
Yes,
So
super
it's
easy.
super easy.
Mm.
Not all of our peptides are in injections. Some of them are capsules, nasal sprays, things like that. But they are delivered in such a way that they are going to give you the highest bioavailability.
Mhm.
So um, And that's what I tell people about NAD too, is they're always searching for a powder or whatever. And I'm like, it's getting broken down in your stomach. You have to take NAD as an injection or a nasal spray. So anyway, that's how Ellie does it. And the cool part about Ellie is that it's all prescription grade peptides, which means they're triple purified. So they do, you know exactly what you're getting. If you go out there and you search up peptides on the internet, you're going to get into the wild, wild west. You don't know where they're
For
coming
sure.
from. You don't know what's in them. And that can be scary, right? Coming from the supplement world, that's true of any product, right? You want to make sure that it is the highest quality, highest efficacy, highest bioavailability. And so that's why we trust and love Ellie so much because you go through a telehealth provider in your area to get your prescription peptides that are prescribed to you based on your body, your health history, your height and weight, and they're the purest quality that you can possibly find. So I love Ellie for me, but I also trust Ellie for the people that I love. Like I cannot wait for more of my friends and family to be on these peptides, and that's why we'll continue to do these calls. Because this is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to peptide therapy and how much it's going to be able to help the masses. In just a few years, it's not going to be are you using peptides? It's going to be where are you getting your peptides?
Mhm.
And Ellie is by far is just, far and above the best. And and so I also wanted to say too that, it's not going to be very long before peptides are a household item. Just how we get up in the morning, we take our vitamins, people are going to be taking their
Mhm.
peptides. And so, there's a couple different ways to go about this. If you're curious about peptides, I would encourage you to reach out to whoever invited you to this Zoom or whoever send you this recording and ask about how to get started. You can start as a customer, or you can also become a brand partner with Ellie and continue to share and grow a business as well. So it's been really an amazing journey so far. It sounds like for all of us on here, and we
Mhm.
cannot wait to come on here in just a short amount of time and share with you our updated experiences soon. So I just want to thank you all for being on here tonight. And thank you so much, Allison and Cindy, for sharing your
Thank you.
stories. Just love having you on tonight. I appreciate you so much. And again, thanks everyone for joining us. And we'll see you on the next Power Peptides call. Have a great night, everybody. Bye bye.